Hi, Angie and Magnus here, and we are going to work on progressing our wait at doorway. So this is our front door, and I have Magnus on a leash as an extra precaution, but what I have in front right outside my doorway is a fence arrangement. I've got some baby gates or exercise pens that have blocked the doorway so that if Magnus sees something, he can't dart past them. So this is what our arrangement looked like. We just have our front patio. And then we have our 3 baby gates around so that he can't get through. He's fully blocked in and safe. And from there, I have his leash on. What we want to start to do is work on extending the duration of that stay, and in the face of more distractions, and also work on his ability to be calm at a front door where we, the dog's owners and their people, come and go, and other guests and other things happen. So we want to build and extend our dog's ability to be calm at this front door, which is going to segue into our helping our dogs learn to not jump up. So if we can teach them to be calm and mellow and think through reactions, they're less likely to do those reactions that we've communicated to them that we don't want. And we're going to kind of just move away from a little bit, work on our distance from the dog at this doorway that's really tough. He's still being pretty sharky with his food. He's nibbling on my fingers because he's overly excited. You see? Good boy. Sit. Good job. Good. And he does the cue but won't hold it for very long because he's excited, anxious right now. So we lower our expectations. If we would normally expect to sit and for him to hold that sit until we release him, that would only work under conditions that we've practiced before. So when your dog is able to settle more calmly, not to this level, he's being sharky, I can't get him to hold a position, he's not ready to progress, I'm going to, in spite of that, show you some of the progressions. And they're not going to be ideal, but it will give you the idea on how to work on desensitizing your dog to your front door. Okay, so I'm reinforcing him down by giving him treats while he's doing what I want. So at the front door, what are things that excite my dog? People walking through over the threshold, people knocking, people ringing the doorbell, people opening and closing a door. So we want to do those things and reinforce him when he's being calm. So I'm going to close a door and I'm going to open a door. And if he stays calm, I'm just going to reinforce him. And this kind of mimics somebody coming home. To make it harder for him, stay. I go on the other side of the door, not all the way because that's harder, and come in. We will also practice closing and opening our screen door. I won't do that for you. We'll practice a little bit of a knock. Good. And we don't want them to become overly excited. Maybe you want your dog to bark. So if they put out one bark when there's a knock, that's okay. Wait until they're calmer before we do that knock, because he knows it's me knocking, so there should be no alarm. There you go. Good job. Sit. Good. You can ring the doorbell. Good job, buddy. We want them to be calm and mellow with all of these things. We don't want them to be excited. Good. Stay. We want you to be able to walk out the door and come back in, and they stay and hold it. So to work on this, start in the beginning with them just holding their stay at the door. And I would make Magnus sit. I would use your strap as a threshold rather than the door, because we don't want our dog right at the doorway. So my dog knows his threshold is, oh, I'm sorry, bud, this other doorway. And that's where they wait for when people come and go. So when your dog can maintain They're sit or they're down, and they can be calm and mellow with the door open, with protection in place, baby gates and leash. Then you can start working on those things that up their excitement towards somebody coming in the door. Opening and closing the screen door. Opening and closing the front door with you inside. Then opening and closing the front door with you outside. Then knocking on the door where they can see you do it. Then progressing to you knocking on the door where they can't see you. And then doing the same thing with a doorbell. All of this is leading into impulse control and helping them be less excited and less reactive when you come home or when people come to visit. And in the next video, we'll work on what to do to help a dog so that they don't jump on you and or your guests. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Bye.